Hello guys, S2W here as your average consumer with your next casual consumer's perspective review. In this video, I will be reviewing one of the most intriguing silhouettes starting the new year of 2018. As we should all know by now, the Adidas NMD was one of the most stylish, modern, and comfy lifestyle sneaker that was introduced in the lineup. Even till this day, although the demand has slowed down, the popularity is still one of the highest out there. For this year, Adidas have decided to create two new silhouettes to further push their runner model with upgrades and improvements. A racer-inspired NMD that's faster and sleeker than ever before. Today, I have the Adidas NMD Racer Primeknit here for a review. I have already done a review on the other new NMD called the Adidas NMD R1 STLT Primeknit, so check that out if you haven't yet. As for this model, I bought these online over at adidas.ca hours after it was first available. There's still a full-size run as we speak right now, and many of the sneaker boutiques still have them readily available too. It seems like the supply is higher than the demand, at least for this colorway. But anyways, disregarding that fact, Adidas is trying to bring a new construction to their NMD lineup for 2018. What's so new about this shoe? Let's take a closer look at these sneakers. As we all know, the NMD started out as a runner with modern designs that resonates on the streets. It's a very lifestyle and urban looking silhouette that makes it seem very up to date, and they brought it over to this silhouette as well. Blending in their ever so popular knit upper called Primeknit, the upper of this shoe is predominantly covered in a black base colorway. However, the medial side of the shoe is further modernized by adding streaks of gray fading embroideries. These colored lines are also found on top of the sneakers near where the laces are, almost as if it's trying to create the illusion of a speedy look. If we take a closer look at the knit upper, it doesn't look smoothly flushed out, but rather lifted up in the form of a repeating stroke pattern camouflaged in black. Again, probably to create a progressive aesthetic. Nonetheless, what we do continue to see is the familiar Adidas 3-stripe branding located on both sides of the sneaker. By touch, the elasticity of the Primeknit on this model is really high in my opinion, higher than the previous Primeknit on earlier NMDs. And what I mean by that is that it reminds me of exactly how a rubber band reacts, where I actually have to put some effort in to stretch the upper out, but it would bring it back to its original shape really easily. The knit on this model stretches, but it sure doesn't feel as easy as the Primeknit felt on the previous NMD models, and what I think is that this will fit more snugly for a closer adaptive soft fitting feel. Moving towards the back of the sneaker, the Primeknit model continues to feature a stretchy sock ankle collar for that soft yet firm hugging sensation around our ankles. They've also added 4 pink fading lines for that extra kick to the flashiness of the design, splitted by the iconic NMD pull tab that they seem to have brought over to the silhouette as well, which in my opinion should appear on every model of the NMD anyways because it's their staple design. Of course, for those who don't know, each tab will look different with the similar text on it that reads the brand with the 3 stripes in either English, Japanese, German, or French. It's almost always different because they randomly cut the strips at different spots during the manufacturing process. At the same region, it seems like they've reinforced the back with an additional tape overlay and a large piece of heel cup done with suede, which adds a very premium and luxurious touch to its contemporary theme. At the top of the shoe, the sneakers came laced up with a flat black lacing setup, with external eyelets made possible by 2 pieces of nylon fabric strips stitched on the surface. Also, like most Primeknit NMDs, there's no tongue on this sneaker since it's a one-piece upper. Inside the shoe, they've kept the hard fabric lining from the previous models of the NMD around the heel area to keep this backing structure intact. Other than that, the rest of the upper is just soft fabric. Insole wise, it's non-removable, but different from previous NMDs, they've made the whole footbed smooth with no see-through boost windows whatsoever. As for the midsole, and probably the most intriguing part of this new release. Before I continue, the boost cushioning system stays the same, which is the white compressible puffy substance we see here, known to be Adidas' most responsive and reactive cushioning that returns energy. However, this new NMD Racer has ditched the regular EVA plug formation and have updated to this futuristic design instead. We all know that the bouncy boost potential is muted on all previous NMD models because of these plugs in order to increase the stability of their shoes. So this new construction brought hope to everyone who likes the NMD urban look, but want that bouncy padding that is famously found on other models such as the Pure Boost, Ultra Boost, and Yeezys. On the lateral side of the midsole, we'll see 2 small clasps at the front decorated with green tiles at the front tab, while pink tiles on the second. These tabs actually connect to the outsole, but I'll go through that in just a second. At the back of the boost midsole, we will finally see the one and only EVA plastic plug grounded at the floor level, wrapping around a little more than half of the midway point of the sneaker. This plug took inspirations from the design of the previous back plugs on the NMDs, as it looks nearly identical with its vertical line indents. And then when we take a look on the medial side, no plugs here, but we do interestingly see a high supporting pink TPU stabilizer in the arch, a first on any NMD. Flipping over the shoe, Adidas have redesigned this tread pattern of this new NMD into a funky looking rubber outsole. The forefoot of the outsole is completely reformed, showing numerous tiny pebble-like shapes in black, green, and pink on this colorway. It greatly reminds me of a rock candy for some reason, but it sure feels sharp and grippy, especially with its rough texture. The rest is done in a black rubber outsole, reminiscent of the regular smooth rubber outsole on the predecessor. And again, here is another angle of the pink TPU plate arch support caving in, with Adidas' branding stamped all over it. Anyways, here are some NMD Racer Primeknit fit footage. Fit-wise, I risked it and bought these at my half size down, the sizing that many people generally go for when there's a Primeknit upper. For easier comprehension, I'll compare it to the PKR1 NMD, and these NMD Racer definitely felt snugger than having the PKR1s on feet. I can imagine why footers such as myself may want to buy these at true to size instead, but here's my final opinion. I would still stick with your NMD R1 PK sizing, as I feel like the Primeknit on these will stretch out with wear eventually. In my opinion, this upper hugs more closely around the feet than any other NMDs I've had before. It honestly felt snug in the sense that it's securing than constricting, offering that well-rounded firm hug around the foot. But of course, whenever you can, I would also suggest you to try these out in store first. Comfort-wise, I am definitely liking these. I feel like these NMDs were aiming for that 2017 Pure Boost comfort and fit, but it couldn't reach that level because the EVA plug and tabs on the side probably hindered the compression a bit. Nonetheless, I do actually feel a little boost response on this model, unlike the R1s, and I would even argue maybe a tiny bit more responsive than the R2 Boost sole as well. It won't reach the soft levels of the Pure Boost, but it sure feels a little more bouncy than the previous NMD soles. Also, this sensation is further enhanced by the arch support that this silhouette provides, with less of that flat stride on the floor and more of that springy comfort. Visual-wise, not a lot of people like this colorway, especially with the bright green and pink rocky sole. It's almost as if we had stepped on gum or something. It's a decent looking runner that looks modern. More colorways are expected to drop as it's still early in the year, and we already know a new collab model is coming out for these NMD Racer in a week from this video's upload date, so keep an eye out for those. Price-wise, these were $250 Canadian before tax, $20 more than the previous Primeknit R1 NMD. Sucks that they've raised the price, but I guess with new upgrades, design, and premium elements, it made it more expensive. FYI, this shoe is already $10 more expensive than an Ultra Boost in Canada, so if you're interested in these, you're going for that lifestyle aesthetics more than its comfort. It's still a comfy shoe, just not Ultra Boost comfy. Anyways, throw me some likes if you like this video, and let me know in the comments what you think about these NMD Racer. Do you think you'll cop at least one colorway of this model in 2018? Let me know down below in the comments. That's it for today. S2W, signing off.